This is the most expensive football club in the world. Its players have won more Ballon d'Or awards than any other club in history. And its home stadium is arguably the most iconic in the world. So you can probably guess that this is Real Madrid. But did you know that they almost didn't make it to the modern day? In fact, they were nearly wound up after just 2 years of existence. And unlike many other clubs with royal connections, their royal namesake isn't some local monarch, but the king of a faraway land. The story of Real Madrid is one that dates back to the year 1902. When a group of friends who all worked at a local tobacco factory in Madrid came together to form a football club. Now, despite what the name would suggest, they had nothing to do with the Spanish monarchy. In fact, during their first 2 years of existence, they weren't even called Real Madrid. They were known simply as Madrid Football Club. They played in a red and white striped shirt and spent their time competing in local amateur tournaments. But all that changed in 1905 when the club's president, Julian Palacios, decided to enter them into a prestigious competition being held in northern Spain. This was the Copa del Rey, now known as the Spanish Super Cup, and it was the biggest football competition in Spain at the time. The only problem was that, in order to enter, they needed permission from the King of Spain. And this was something of a problem for a club that was uneven called Real Madrid, and who played in the second division of regional football. To make things worse, they weren't even playing in a royal blue shirt. Still, they managed to convince the king to let them enter by promising him that if they won the tournament, they would rename themselves in his honor. Unfortunately for them, they lost in the final, but they still stuck to their word and changed their name to Real Madrid in honor of King Edward VII of Spain. Now, you may be wondering why they didn't change their name to the king's actual name, Alfonso XIII. And the reason is simple. See, back in 1905, King Alfonso was really unpopular in Madrid. The people of the region felt that he had done little to improve their lives and had instead spent much of his time traveling around Europe and having affairs. Real Madrid decided that they didn't want to be associated with such a figure. And so they named themselves after the King of Spain in general rather than the actual monarch. As it turned out, the people of Madrid loved this move and soon began referring to the team as the Merengues, which translates as the confectionery. It's also where we got the nickname Los Blancos, or the Whites. From there, Real Madrid went from strength to strength. They dominated Spanish football throughout the early 20th century and won their first league title in 1932. But it was after the Spanish Civil War that they truly established themselves as a great team. Between 1941 and 1960, they won 13 of the 20 possible league titles, and also became the first ever European champions in 1956 when they won the newly created European Cup, now known as the Champions League. This trophy would become something of a speciality for Real Madrid, as they went on to win it 5 times in a row between 1956 and 1960, a record that still stands today. So why has Real Madrid been so successful? Well, one of the main reasons was that unlike most other clubs, they were able to offer big signing bonuses and high salaries because they were owned by a king. During the 1950s, Spain was under the rule of General Francisco Franco, who had come to power following a military coup. As the leader of the fascist Falange movement, Franco quickly established himself as a dictator and ruled Spain with an iron fist for the next 36 years. Now, although football was meant to be a tool for Franco to gain popularity among the masses, it actually ended up doing quite the opposite. See, Franco viewed Real Madrid as his personal team, and whenever they won, he would take much of the credit. In reality, though, it was the players who deserved the praise, and they knew it. After winning the first European Cup in 1956, the players celebrated by going on a huge spending spree. They bought fast cars, expensive clothes, and lavish gifts for their girlfriends, much to the disapproval of the dictator. And it was this attitude of not caring what anyone else thought of them that made Real Madrid the most feared team in Europe. In total, Real Madrid have won a staggering 34 La Liga titles and 14 Champions League titles, a record they share with AC Milan. They've also won 2 FIFA Club World Cups, 4 UEFA Cups, 3 UEFA Champions League titles, and 2 Copa del Reys. It's no wonder, then, that they are the most expensive football club in the world. Alright, now it's time for your homework. Here are 5 of the greatest ever players to have played for Real Madrid. And if you know how many Ballon d'Or awards they have between them, then leave the answer in the comments below. Alright, see you next time.